wanted to fight Stevenson or any of those guys?
Sure. We're looking for fighters that are competitive with Shakur.
Well, a lot of people they can't wait to see him and Tank fight one day. Do you feel like it's always so tough when we ask these two companies to do a fight together?
Not the two companies. That's nonsense. It's the expectation that each guy has, how much they each want for a fight, and sometimes it's too much. It's not like fighters used to fight years ago, small guarantees and fight on percentage. If they don't do that, they expect the promoters to put up crazy money, which promoters can lose. And if promoters lose money continuously on fights, there won't be promoters anymore. So Al has to be careful. The zone, Eddie Hearn has to be careful. We have to be careful. You can't extend yourself in a way that you're going to take a major hit just to do a fight that really is an appealing fight.
That's not ready yet to be made? Maybe?
Not a question of not ready. We're not ready. We're not gamblers. We'll take risks, but we're not gamblers. I mean, to put up tremendous guarantees for that fight, to make a couple of dollars if you're lucky, probably to lose considerable money, why do it? I'd rather buy a ticket and go watch the fight.
So how do you think these three great American lightweights situate themselves? Haney, Stevenson, and Davis. I mean, Lomachenko could upset all that Saturday night and beat Haney, but
well, I think I have no idea. Working the deal with Devin on this fight, they went for our formula. Take a good guarantee, take an upside, and if it really hits, you'll make more money. That's the way it always was with Ray Leonard, with Hearns, with Hagler. And unless it goes back to that, the fights won't be made. Don't blame the promoter. I have no problem working with Al Heyman or with Eddie Hearn in the zone. No problem at all. Al doesn't have any problem working with Top Rank. But the deal has to make sense. You can't ask us to take crazy risks where we can lose a lot of money and really make nothing if we're successful.
You're going to have Emiliano Vargas. What can you tell about this great fighter? Prospect.
He looks good. He's young. He has the genes. We're going to see him he's a work in progress.
You believe that he could be a ferocito like his father?
We'll have to see.
Was his dad one of the ones that got away? You probably really wanted to sign him when he was...
Well, that was really funny because we had a contract with him when he was an amateur. And Main Events had a contract with Mayweather when he was an amateur. So under the rules then, that when they turned pro, they could get out of the contract by paying back the money that was advanced to them. So Main Events had Fernando pay back all the money we had advanced to him when he was an amateur, and he went with them. And we paid back Main Events for all the money they had advanced to Mayweather, and he came with us. So that's how that worked out.
Just with Haney, Bob, what do you think is more likely for him? Will he move up to 40 after this?
He has to. I think he's having trouble with the weight. I mean, and it's not good for his health to do this more than once.
So Stevenson, Haney for now, forget about it? Forget about it, Stevenson and Haney for now, because Haney's got to move up after this?
Oh, yeah, but look at Stevenson. He's a growing boy.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. I told you. Shakur Stevenson is a growing boy. Those were the words of Bob Arum. Listen, I didn't ever think I was gonna make a series out of this, but I guess I am. I got so many series. This would be part 2. I told you, Bob Arum is y'all daddy. Yep. Yeah, that's Pops. Bob Arum, let me tell you something. At this point, I think Vegas got the best weed in the world. Yeah, Arum, his eyes red as shit. Listen, when you catch him when he on that shit, on that pressure, he always tell information that he normally don't plan on giving up. Like that information he gave up about Devin Haney. A lot of shit I gotta touch. Okay. Yeah, I had to throw out that part how he said Shakur is a growing boy. And yeah, I mean that's just how he talk. you know, he's very honest about a lot of shit. You know, every now and then he'll sway you, he'll say some shit just to shut you up, but for the most part he's very honest. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna get off this, but I gotta reiterate something. A lot of people think Bob Arum promote flags a lot, and he do. He promote flags and race versus race. But I will say this, and this is proof. Listen, Bob Arum didn't have nothing to do with Shakur being a Puerto Rican. He had nothing. That was Jay Prince. I did a video about that where on Ghetto Boys Reloaded, Jay Prince and Shakur was doing an interview, and Jay Prince said, well, now Shakur is a bigger star because he got the blacks and the Latinos behind him. And he said, yeah, we gonna push that and shit like that. So that was Jay Prince's idea. And it backfired a little bit, but that was Jay Prince's idea to turn Shakur into a Puerto Rican fighter. And all that there, and I know his dad was Puerto Rican, but you don't wait 23 years to say you were Puerto Rican. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, that was Jay Prince's idea. Bob didn't have nothing to do with that shit because when Marcos Villegas, when he asked Bob Arum, he said, because he didn't want to say black fighters. I noticed that mainstream, they never want to say black fighters, but everybody else can be called whatever they are. But they said the 3 American fighters, Gervonta, Devin Haney, and Shakur, where do you see those going? I mean, and Bob didn't put a lot of excitement into it. He kind of looked at him like American. Anyway, he was like, well, Devin, I see him moving up and this and that. So what I'm saying is, and also Bob made another saying. He was like, yeah, Shakur, he'll be a great American. Shakur, Bob said nothing about a great Puerto Rican fighter, and he will bring Puerto Rico. He never said nothing about putting Shakur in Puerto Rico to have a fight. None of that. Another thing I want to point out, we talk all these numbers and we talk about selling and what it takes to sell, and a black versus a Mexican is the #1 recipe for a complete success, right? Well, why come Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez wasn't on pay-per-view? Why wasn't that a huge fight? It wasn't. It wasn't huge at all. That was a regular fight, but it should have been huge. In my opinion, that should have been a pay-per-view fight. Shakur should have fought on pay-per-view in that fight. That should have been a pay-per-view fight. And not because Valdez is a Mexican. That's not why I think Oscar Valdez is a hell of a fucking fighter. I think he a hell of a fighter, and I think Shakur versus Jamel Herring should have been on pay-per-view. Absolutely. Because, you know what? Let's get to fans, and let's get to why you motherfuckers are factory-minded. You motherfuckers are factory-ready. I tell you motherfuckers are Michael Clark Duncan, Green Mile soft. Yeah, when he blew them goddamn flies out that girl's stomach. That kind of soft. That's how you motherfuckers are. That's how you motherfuckers think. You motherfuckers are factory-minded. You motherfuckers are psychologically enslaved to your motherfucking mind. And I want to explain to you how you are enslaved to your motherfucking mind. Listen. I hear you motherfuckers talk all the time. Boxing fans, I just, you know, we always say the same shit. I mean, yeah, but man, we don't know what that fight gonna do. Or if it's a top-ranked fighter and it's a PBC fighter, yeah, but man, is it big enough for them to come together? Is it gonna do enough numbers for them for the fight to happen? You motherfuckers are bitches. And you motherfuckers have conformed to being prostitutes of the promoters. They go for fans, they go for content creators, and they damn sure go for fighters. You motherfuckers are prostitutes of the promoters. The promoter tell you motherfuckers are so bug broken you don't even see it. You motherfuckers already, your mind is so programmed, you can't even realistically think on a fight because you so worried about the promoter and taking up for the reason why the promoter won't make the fucking fight. You motherfuckers don't stand for shit, but you spend your goddamn money. You got your subscription with Showtime. You got your subscription with ESPN, but you don't demand the fights. You don't demand the fights. Another thing I want to point out. Bob made a lot of, I'm telling you, that's a real slave man. And I told you, he the crookedest one of them all. And that motherfucker's the most gangster one of them all. Yeah. And listen. He said, why should we take risk and why should we do this and why should we take these risks and it better be worth it. Basically, in slave words, them motherfucking monkeys ain't worth shit and unless I say they worth shit. It's whoever I pick to be some and them motherfuckers better do what I say. That's what Bob really was saying. He just said it in a professional way. But we talk about risk. Who take more risks? Who take more risks and who is more needed? The fighter is more needed and the fighter take more risks. Don't no promoter risk brain damage. Don't no promoter risk brain damage. Don't no promoter have to leave his wife and go into camp and get in beast mode like a motherfucking game dog. Don't nobody have to get that mentality and really can't talk to your wife because you really in war mode and you focused on your opponent and you focused on winning and being great and feeding your family and you missing time with your kids. So it's a lot of shit fighters go through too. And I just listen, it's all about knowing your worth. And I'm going to tell you the last fighter that knew his worth. Wilder knew his worth too. The last fighter, whoever fought that knew his worth was Ali. Because boxing completely changed after Ali. That's why he only that's why Bob, he don't bring up Ali when he says, I mean, fighters used to just take low guarantees and they would take whatever the fuck we give them. That's basically what he said. They used to take whatever we gave them. A lot of people don't know. Sugar Ray Leonard made a lot of money, but he also was on dope and dog food. And Bob Arum was able to take advantage of him. Sugar Ray Leonard didn't make the money he deserved at all. At all. None of them Hagler, none of them dudes, bro. That's when fighters really started getting fucked over. Ali was making more money than most of these fighters today. Ali was smart and he knew his worth. So like I said, that was the last one. Because Ali wasn't on drugs. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard was on that snorter. And he was making dope fiend decisions. But so Bob was able to pimp on him better. Ali was smart. He was too short for that shit. That's why Ali said fuck Bob and went and fucked with Don King to make the Rumble in the Jungle. So a lot of times you got to learn your history, bro. Fighters just today, they just don't, especially black fighters. The promoter said I don't sell. If a promoter say a fighter don't sell, the fans would say it. The content creators will say it, and the fighter himself will say it. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna do this all day because I can only make so many examples. And if you motherfuckers just don't get it, you motherfuckers just don't need to get it. Listen, if shit was real, Wilder didn't get on pay-per-view till he fought Fatback Fury. But I want you to go back, look at them numbers. Look at the number. In real lifetime, if shit was real, Wilder, his first pay-per-view would have been the first time he fought for a world title was against Bermane Stavern, which was in 2015. He would have been on pay-per-view from that time all the way up to the Fatback Fury fight. Because I want you to go and look at them numbers he was putting up at Showtime. There was no other fighter besides Floyd Mayweather that was putting up the numbers that Deontay Wilder was putting up. Check this out, though. Remember, Fury was going around America and he was saying, do anybody know him? Hey, do you know Wilder? And everybody was saying Wilder didn't sell. We never said Wilder sell until he fought Fury. Wilder been selling. That first Luis Ortiz fight should have been on pay-per-view. So I'm just showing you how promoters pimp on fighters. Al Heyman knew what Wilder was worth way before Fury. That Ortiz fight should have been on pay-per-view. The Spilker fight, all them fight, that should have been on pay-per-view because he was already selling, bro. Everybody was watching. He was getting millions of views on Showtime, bro. He was one of the most highest viewed fighters in boxing. But y'all waited till he fought Fury to put him on pay-per-view and really before he really started making money. So what I'm saying, y'all eat out fighters for years until they think they worth something because you tell them now that you worth something. But y'all done already made millions and millions and millions of dollars off these fighters. And then you got the nerve to tell me I'm not going to make this fight because you ain't worth that. And I don't want to take a risk. When these fighters take a risk their whole fucking career, most fighters have to fight 20 to 30 fights before they even considered a name in boxing. And they getting fed pennies while they taking all these fights and they amateur coming up in their prospect. So it's a lot of shit fighters go through. And I just hate that we so enslaved and so stupid-minded and so factory-minded to where we never question the promoter. Just like we never question the boss man on the job, just like the inmates never question the warden. I'm going to tell you one motherfucking story and I'm finna get the fuck off this motherfucker. Years ago, had a co-worker. This motherfucker was dead about 400 pounds. Yeah, we was cutting yards and shit. And he used to do the riding lawn while I was weeding. Shit like that. And so, the boss man, yeah, he was a brother and he was pimping on us, bro. At this time, I was in a desperate point in my life. I knew he was pimping on me. I knew that he was underpaying me because we was cutting rich white folks' yards. Big ass fields of shit. And I was getting paid pennies. I'm talking about it was terrible. So, the brother act like he was down with me on some, man, you see how he paying us and this and that? And, yeah, man, fuck that shit. I'm the motherfucker gonna speak out, man. Fuck that whole ass shit. I'm gonna tell him this and this and that. So, we constantly talking shit all week, because I had just started. He had been working there. Okay, so, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I'm always willing to ride. I've always been that way. Yeah, if it's going down, goddamn it, you ain't got to tell me to lace my shoes up. So I'm riding with what he finna say, because he said I'm finna confront this motherfucker, because he said after 5 o'clock, we supposed to get overtime pay, because he always work us after 5. And he was like, so he just making extra money off, and he cutting these rich ass white folks yards, and I knew he making a killing. So he confront him. Same way fans, sometimes I see content creators, sometimes we confront the promoters. Same way like he did. And when he confronted them, okay, the boss man, he was a brother. He was about 30-something, and he wasn't about $180. The homie I was working with was damn near 400 pounds by 6'3". Big motherfucker. Aggressive looking motherfucker. He looked real tough. He got to running that shit to the supervisor. And, yeah, man, what's up with the pay and this and that, this. Man, the boss, man, straight checked them. Man, listen, man, this and that. And matter of fact, don't even come. I'm talking about straight check. But see, I didn't know they was homies before and shit. They been fucking around. And he had been letting them use a truck for long as he could use the company truck, use it as a company truck. But he would let them take it home and make them feel like it was his truck. Pimping. Yeah, straight pimping. But anyway, he told him in the midst of that, and park my motherfucking truck back in my motherfucking yard since you talking shit. And told him you ain't got to come back and bring my motherfucking, the same truck that he gave you and you had been bragging about that truck. He told him, bring my motherfucking truck back and park it in my yard since you talking shit. So, I watched this motherfucker check this motherfucker. And I wasn't there. Matter of fact, that was my last day. But anyway, yeah, we got back in his truck. So we riding, and I'm just looking at this motherfucker like, so you gonna act like you didn't just get checked like that? So along the ride, he got his whole tone changed. You know, man, he do pay for the gas, and he do put gas in those weed eaters, and you know. It take a lot keeping up a lawn service and this and that. And yeah, I mean, stuff do cost money. And yeah, he right about... Listen, that's the same thing fans do. I mean, these promoters, I mean, they gonna lose money on the pay-per-views and this and that. Do you know how much money they make, bro? To be taken up for the promoters. I just look at us do it all the time. We shit on the fighter to take up for the promoter. The promoter make more than the fighter, bro. And they don't have to go through no brain damage. So I just wish we stopped listen, bro, it ain't hard to tell if a fighter sell. And it ain't many fighters that sell. So just stop pointing it out when a black fighter don't sell. I want you to point out the fact that Josh Taylor don't sell. Point out the fact that Lomachenko don't sell. Usyk don't sell. Beterbiev don't sell. Bivol don't sell. Even Fatback Fury without Wilder, his drunk ass don't sell. His drunk, snorted nose, Colt 45 drinking ass does not sell. And listen, you motherfuckers can believe what you want. You can keep doing what the fuck the boss man say without putting up any questions. And this motherfucker make most of the money and you make the pennies. At least we could ask a few more goddamn questions and hold these motherfuckers more accountable. But you motherfuckers can keep stand on that line, disciplining your coworkers and stand on their ass to make the supervisor look good while he in the office getting head from one of the coworkers. Anyway, you motherfuckers can keep doing that and keep policing and choosing not to stand together as fans. And they go for all fans included, because like I said, we rather fight against each other than to fight against the motherfucking promoters. Just like the inmates in prison, we rather ride with the blacks and Mexicans. We ride all day long, but I ain't never seen you motherfuckers attack the warden. So like I said, you motherfuckers can stay simple-minded, factory-minded. As for me, I'm revolutionary-minded, and I say fuck the motherfucking system. This is 903 Boxing. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.